Good morning, guys. Let's go ahead and get started with our learning target for today. So our learning target for today says, I can apply diagraphs when reading new words. So today on the blog, I put 2 videos that you can watch to help us remember what we might know about diagraphs. So go ahead and watch those videos if you haven't already. I want to look at a couple words today. These words have digraph blends. The consonant digraph blends are 2 letters combined to make one sound. So sometimes we can see them at the beginning of words, and sometimes we can see them at the end of words. So let's look at these 4 words that I have written on the board, and let's see if we can find the digraph blend at the beginning or at the end of each word. So our first word is chip. Chip. I know ch is a blend. CH says ch. So is this blend at the beginning of the word or at the end of the word? It's at the beginning. It's an initial digraph blend. Remember, initial means first or beginning. Our next word is lunch. Lunch. I also hear the ch blend in lunch. CH says ch. Is this blend at the beginning or at the end of the word? It's at the end of the word, so this would be a final blend. A final also means last or end. The ch is at the end of the word lunch. Let's look at our next word. Our next word is dash. Dash. I hear sh. SH says sh. So is the sh and dash at the beginning or at the end of the word? If you said at the end of the word, you're right. That's a final blend, a final digraph blend. Our last word for today is ship. Ship. I hear the sh sound in ship. But this time I see the sh at the beginning of the word. So that would be an initial digraph blend. Let's brainstorm. So just like the other days where we've done this, I'm going to give you one word for each. I know that we know this little line right here means that the digraph goes at the end of the word. Don't worry about that line for today. I want you to think of words that either have ch or sh at the beginning or the end of the word. So I'm going to think about ch. How about chip? Ch. The ch is at the beginning. That's an initial blend. So think of some more words that either have ch at the beginning or the end of the word. Let's look at sh. I want to say lash. Lash. Sh is at the end of the word. So that's a final blend in the word lash. I want you guys to come up with 3 more words for each of these. Remember, the ch and the sh can either come at the beginning or the end of the word. I want us to look at our word list. What I want you to do with our word list is I want you to blend these words, and then I want you to go through and I want you to find that digraph. I want you to circle it, underline it, highlight it, color it, just some way, somehow to show that you know where that digraph is. So let's look at our first word, mash, mash. I hear sh at the end, so that digraph is at the end of the word mash. So I'm going to circle it. I'm going to look at a word down here. This word is itch. Hitch. I hear ch, ch. I'm going to circle the ch at the end of the word. So that's a final digraph at the end of the word. So I want you to read the rest of these words, blend them together, and then circle, highlight, underline, color the the digraph that you see in each word. Okay, we have lots of words that we're going to look at today. So let's look at our first word. Our first word we're going to look at is smash. 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 So that digraph comes at the end of the word. That's a final digraph. Our next word is plush. Pull. I know that blend. Pull. Sh. The sh. SH also comes at the end, so that's another final digraph. Our next word is shell. Shh. Ooh, it seems like this digraph is at the beginning of the word. Shell. Our next word is shop. Shh. Let me fix my H. That doesn't look right. There we go. So sh is at the beginning of this word. Our next word is much. Much. The CH is our digraph, and that comes at the end of the word. Our next word is which. Like, which way do you want to go? So the ch is at the end of the word, so that digraph is a final digraph. Our next word is chest. Chest. Ch. St. St. So if we're looking for ch, that comes at the beginning of the word, but I also hear a blend at the end of the word. St. Let's look at our last word for today. Champ. Ch. That comes at the beginning of the word. I also have a blend at the word. I have So ch is at the beginning of the word. You guys can practice writing these words on another piece of paper if you want some extra practice with your spelling. Okay, let's look at my sentence for today. I went ahead and wrote this sentence out because it was kind of long. So remember, after I'm done reading my sentence, we're going to find all of my digraphs in my sentence and see how many words have a digraph in there. Mitch had lunch and then put the fish, shells, and chips in the trash. I see 1 digraph, 2 digraphs, 3 digraphs, 4 digraphs, 5 digraphs, 6 digraphs. What I want you to do is I want you to look at our word list and I want you to see how many words you can use in a sentence. Try to come up with 1 or 2 sentences and see how you can use digraph words in your, words with digraphs in your sentences. Okay, let's go ahead and read our passage for today. Remember, when I'm done reading the passage, I want you to read this passage 3 times. You can read it to mom and dad, auntie, uncle, brother, sister, grandma, grandpa. You can read it to your stuffed animals. You can read it to your pet, or you can video yourself reading it and send it to your teachers, just as long as you're trying to read it 3 times. Our passage today says, Skunk and Ants. Brent the ant went on a trip to the pond. He slept in a tent made of plant fronds. For fun, Brent would jump into the pond and swim to a trunk with bumps, where the rest of the ants had a camp. One day, Hank the skunk came by Brent's camp. Hank said, I want to rest. May I bunk on this stump by your tent? The skunk stunk, so Brent said, no, I think you stink too much. I want you to rest over there by that trunk with bumps, and the ants over there cannot smell you. You may take my raft. Hank felt sad and he left Brent's camp. He slept on the raft as he went to the other ants' camp. Now the ants from the trunk with bumps are the best pals with Hank, and Brent is not. I know we've already read this passage once before, but I still want you to try to read it 3 times because some of the words might be tricky. So really focus on those blends and those diagrams and make sure you understand what you're reading. So go ahead and practice that 3 times. All right, guys, I will talk to you guys later.